Have you ever wondered if some of the things you do every day might quietly push people away? But no one dares to tell you, especially as we grow older and spend more time alone, we settle into habits that feel normal to us. Comfortable even. But some of those habits can actually create distance between us and the people we love. And often they don't say a word about it. They just drift. This isn't about blame. This is about awareness. And in this video, I'm going to walk with you through 12 habits that tend to sneak up in old age, especially when we live alone. I'm not here to criticize. I'm here to guide, to help you recognize the blind spots that may be quietly making life lonelier or more difficult than it needs to be. And more importantly, to show you exactly what you can do about it. Because your later years deserve peace, connection, and respect. And that starts with simple changes, rooted in self-respect and clarity. Let's get into it. First, poor hygiene. It's a hard thing to talk about, but many older adults slowly start letting go of daily self-care routines. Not because they don't care, but because they feel tired. Or maybe they think, why bother? I'm not going anywhere today. But over time, this sends a message to others. A message that maybe you've stopped valuing yourself. And people feel that. I knew a gentleman, Mr. Ray, who stopped trimming his beard or changing clothes regularly. His daughter noticed. She loved him, but she started shortening her visits. It wasn't conscious at first, but she later admitted it made her feel uneasy. The solution? Keep it simple. A fresh shirt, washed hands, trimmed nails. You don't need to look like a magazine cover. Just show the world you still care about yourself. Next, speaking without a filter. There comes a point where that little voice that once told us, maybe don't say that, it gets quiet, and we start saying whatever comes to mind. You might think, I've earned the right to speak freely. And sure, your experience matters. But there's a line between honesty and harshness. I remember Miss Evelyn, a lovely lady who started commenting openly on people's weight or parenting. She thought it was harmless. But friends stopped calling. Not because they didn't love her, but because the sting of her words hurt. Here's the shift. Before you speak, ask, is this kind? Is it helpful? It's not about silencing yourself. It's about wrapping your wisdom in compassion, wearing clothes that no longer fit or flatter. Now, I understand that comfort matters, but what we wear still says something. I met Mr. Thompson at a clinic. He was wearing trousers from the 1980s, several sizes too large. His granddaughter said she felt embarrassed walking with him in public. That broke my heart. This isn't about fashion. It's about dignity. Find clothes that fit your current shape, that feel good but also show you've put in a bit of thought. Because when you look in the mirror and like what you see, something inside lifts, and others notice. Dominating conversations is another habit that creeps in. You've lived through a lot. You have stories, advice. But when every talk becomes a monologue, others stop sharing. I saw it in group meetings at a senior center. One man, Harold, always had something to say, but the others slowly stopped showing up. Why? They didn't feel heard. Let others talk. Ask questions. Listen without planning your reply. You'll be amazed how much more people want to connect when they feel you're not trying to teach them, but understand them. Complaining about younger generations. We've all thought it. Kids today just don't get it. But saying it out loud over and over, it builds walls. I once heard a grandmother say, "These kids are glued to their screens. They don't know real life." Her grandson stopped coming over. He said, "She doesn't even try to understand me." Instead, ask, learn, be curious. You don't have to agree with everything, but showing interest says, I respect your world, even if it's different than mine. Ignoring modern etiquette, like speaking loudly on the phone or playing videos without headphones. These things may not have mattered years ago, but they do now. People are more sensitive to space and sound. I saw a gentleman on the bus once watching YouTube on speaker. He didn't notice the glares, but they were there. Small things make a big impact. Observe how others behave in public spaces. It's not about being perfect. It's about showing you're still tuned in, still thoughtful, oversharing medical problems. Yes, aging comes with health challenges, and it's okay to talk about them. But if it becomes the main topic every time, people pull back. I had a friend, Dorothy, who started every phone call with a list of new symptoms. Eventually, her friends screened her calls. Not because they didn't care, but because it felt draining. Instead, balance it out. Talk about a new recipe you tried, a book you read, a memory you enjoyed. Your life is so much more than your ailments. Holding on to outdated beliefs too tightly. Sometimes we cling to old ways because they feel safe. But the world changes. And when we refuse to grow with it, we become hard to talk to. I met a man named Bill who said, "Depression? That's just laziness." His grandson stopped opening up because he didn't feel safe. If you feel resistant to a new idea, pause. Ask, what if I'm wrong? What can I learn here? Openness doesn't mean giving up your values. It means staying connected to the world as it evolves. Being unaware of your physical space. Like blocking aisles with your cart or stopping suddenly on a sidewalk. It doesn't mean you're rude. It means your focus has narrowed. But others feel the friction. A woman once told me her father always walked slowly, right in the center of the grocery aisle. She loved him, but it frustrated her deeply. The fix? Awareness. Step to the side. Look around. Small efforts, but they speak volumes. Making jokes that don't age well. Humor is a beautiful thing, but times change and so do sensitivities. That joke you told in 1980, it might not land today. In fact, it might hurt someone. I saw this happen when an older man made a joke about someone's accent. He thought he was being playful. The young woman felt mocked. She never came back. Humor should connect, not separate. Laugh at yourself. Share joy, but leave the sarcasm behind. Pretending to be helpless. There's a difference between needing help and defaulting to it. I met a woman who constantly said, "I can't figure this out." You do it. Even when she could. Over time, her family got tired. They felt manipulated. Try first. Ask for help only when you truly need it. You'll feel more capable, and they'll feel more respected. And finally, insisting you're always right. You've seen a lot, learned a lot, but when you're always correcting, always proving a point, it gets heavy. People tune out, or they stop talking altogether. Wisdom isn't loud. It's gentle. It listens first. It asks. It waits. And then it offers. The most respected elders aren't the ones who always know best. They're the ones who make others feel heard. Now, I know this was a lot, but I want you to hear this next part clearly. None of these habits make you a bad person. They're just things we fall into, often without realizing. But the good news is, awareness changes everything. Just noticing these patterns is the first step. And once you see them, you have the power to choose differently. You are not too old to change, not too set in your ways. You have the strength to grow, the courage to connect, and the heart to keep showing up with grace. One small shift at a time. So, take a moment. Think about one thing from this video that stood out to you. What felt familiar? What made you pause? Now think, what might change if I tried something different tomorrow? I'd love to hear your thoughts. If something here resonated with you, share it in the comments. Let us know what you've experienced, what you've learned, because your voice matters. And when you share, someone else might realize they're not alone either. If this video spoke to you, please like it, share it with someone you care about, and subscribe so you don't miss more like this. Thank you for spending this time with me. You deserve to age with dignity, with connection, and with peace. And I hope this helped you take a small step in that direction.